and the way our Prophet beloved Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has showed us the way we should life. So everything, whatever Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did in his life is a guidance for us. So we should be trying to follow each and every footstep of Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Indeed, all praise is due to Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. If Allah Subhanahu wa Taala wants to guide somebody, nobody can misguide him. If Allah Subhanahu wa Taala doesn't guide anybody, nobody can guide him. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala has encouraged us and commanded us to have consciousness of Allah and have taqwa of Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. He said in the Quran, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullaha haqqa tuqatihi wa la tamutunna illa wa antum muslimun. All you believe, have taqwa of Allah, have consciousness of Allah, and do not die except in the state of Islam. Now, when we talk about the state of Islam, subhanAllah, sometimes we think about this is a huge, big thing. Of course, it is a big thing. But to have the day-to-day life, inshallah, we can very easily summarize what is actually Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the deen, and we are very much blessed that the deen has been given to us by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Deen is the greatest necessity of our life, just like water, air. Deen is also a very something which is very essential. And as I said, like the complete deen, it is a big task or big subject matter, but it has only 5 branches. First of all, like the topic I'm going to be talking, this is a very fundamental thing. Alhamdulillah, I'm pretty sure all of us know. I don't expect anybody here in the gathering doesn't have this knowledge. But again, the reminding always benefits the morning, right? So whenever we know something and we listen to something, that makes a different feeling. So that is the whole intention of this khutbah, inshallah. So what are those 5 branches of the deen? The number 1 branch is iman, which is our faith. The number 2 branches is ibadah, the worship. Number 3 is our mu'amalat, which is the business dealing, the official dealing that we do every day. Number 4 is the mu'ashara, our social life, the interaction between neighbor to neighbor. So that is the mu'ashara, the way we deal our social life. And the number 5 is our akhlaq, the good character. So if we can have all those 5 branches present in our life, the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered and the way Rasulullah performed, inshallah, we expect to have the success in this world and hereafter. So what is those 5 branches? So as I said, I will be talking briefly about this. And this is each and one topic would be a whole khutbah. But again, we'll be just briefly go over. What is iman? We all know what is iman. This is the soul of each and of everything that we have. What is that? It is the belief in our heart that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is only one, and our Prophet Muhammad is the last messenger. So when we say that, we say who is our creator, we say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it is easy to say who is our creator, but sometimes our heart is impacted by the worldly affair. All the power, all the power that we can see, we can feel. Sometimes our heart is kind of like getting some impact from that kind of stuff. So we should be making sure that our heart doesn't get any other influence except that everything is happening from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is the imaniya. And even something is bad coming to us, we should be having a feeling or our heart belief that is happening from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even in this COVID situation right now, we all know this is not that we thought about even situation that something will be coming, but inshallah there is fighting. So that is the iman. Everything is happening with the order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that is good for us. That is the iman. It is it is narrated by Abu Hurairah anhu, and hadith mentioned in Bukhari more or less meaning. It is said that religion is very easy, and no one overburns himself in his religion, but he will be unable to continue in that way. So do not be extremist, but try to be near perfection and receive the good tidings that you will be rewarded. Gain strength by worshipping in the morning and the afternoon, and during the last hours of the night. And it is explained by one of the scholars, Al-Hafiz ibn Rajab. May Allah subhanahu have mercy on him. He said the meaning of this entire hadith is that it is not allowed for any of us to go to an extreme level, meaning in performing the religion, we should not be doing something that we cannot continue to do. And that's why it said we should not do anything with an extreme hardship. And what it main meaning here is that we should be taking the middle path. SubhanAllah, we see many people, mashallah, very religious, but sometimes, if you think ourselves that we feel some extremism now. So again, this is not a black and white thing, it's case dependent. But Islam is telling us that we should be using our akal, we should be knowing, okay, what is straight and what is a crooked way. So that's kind of like the Imaniya overall. Now, the next one we talked about is Imaniyat, and the next is Ibadah, right? So first of all, something has to be in our minds. If you see even the Seerah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the first 13 years, the time, it was working on the Imaniyat, on the belief of the Sahabi. Like whenever their heart become perfect, then only they needed to hear the commandment of Allah. So whenever the Sahabi, when heard that the alcohol is forbidden, it didn't get forbidden obviously in one time, we all know about that. But when the complete belief in their heart gets the firm understanding that the order of Allah has to be performed, so they sacrificed everything whatever they had. So that's why the first come the Imaniyat. So now if the heart becomes straight, whatever we perform, even we perform 2 rakah salah, that is enough for us. If somebody hasn't accepted 2 rakah salah, that is a big deal. That is a big deal. And whenever we pray 5 times, maybe sometimes it's an additional thing. We pray too many rakah salah, but the second moment we just come out of our prayer place, we do something or we think something that is not supposed to be done. And why this is happening? Because our heart doesn't have 100% straight, towards the order of Allah. So that's the Imaniyat comes first, then the Ibadah, right? The Ibadah, there are, it is said in a hadith, also in a Bukhari and Muslim, in the riwayat. It is narrated by Abdullah ibn Umar anhu. The Prophet ﷺ said, Islam has been built on 5 pillars, obviously testifying that there is no God but Allah, and the Muslim is the message of Allah, we talked about that. And then the other is performing the prayers, paying the zakah, and fasting in Ramadan, and making the pilgrimage to the house of Allah if possible. So this hadith basically obviously includes the Imaniyat portion and then talks about all the prayer, the other forms of prayer that we are supposed to be doing. And what is number 1 coming? The performing the prayers. And there's also a very interesting hadith that is that's also in Sahih al-Bukhari. It is a story of a Bedouin. We all know about that. A Bedouin came, I'm talking about the overall meaning of the hadith. A Bedouin came to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he asked him, Ya Rasulullah, tell me what should I do for the prayer? So Rasulullah said, more or less meaning, pray the obligatory prayer. And then he asked the question, what is the commandment of Allah regarding the fasting? And then what is the commandment regarding zakah? So every time Rasulullah said, do the mandatory one. And then the Bedouin said, more or less meaning, by Allah, I'm not going to be doing anything more or anything less. And then after the Rasulullah said, this hadith, he said, whoever does that, he is guaranteed to the Jannah. So why it is said that obviously we know our prayer is 5 times a day. We all know about that. And obviously there is some of the, all the salah has the fara'id. But it is expected from all of us because, we don't know what is happening. We might be having a lot of problems during our salah. So the more optional prayer we do, that is like a safeguard for our prayers. So that's regarding salah. Now the salah is, is the key to paradise, and the key to prayer is wudu. Whenever we, like this is a very simple hadith. It's Imam Muslim Ahmad mentioned more or less, meaning the key to paradise is salah. And we all want to go to the paradise. And what is the key? Is the prayer. And then what is the key to the prayer is the wudu. So we should be making sure that when we make the wudu, we need to definitely check. And alhamdulillah, all of us, we know how to do that. And another very important hadith, it is mentioned in Tirmidhi, also in Muslim Sharif as well. Between the faith and unbelief is among the prayer. SubhanAllah. So if we abandon the prayer, that is kind of like the state between the faith and unfaith. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to perform all the first salah and the nafil salah as well. And again, the next one we'll talk about the fasting. And it is said in the hadith, you all know there is a gate in paradise called Al-Rayyan. So during the fasting time, whoever doesn't do the fasting, that the gate of paradise is going to be calling them. So we should be also putting a lot of emphasis on fasting. And then the Hajj, again, it is also mentioned in Bukhari, more or less, meaning whoever performs Hajj and does not commit any obscenity or transgression will return as he was on the day his mother gave him to birth. And alhamdulillah, like, it is obviously good and bad. I mean, we wanted to have a full-fledged Hajj this year, but as you know, we couldn't have a regular Hajj. But mashallah, whoever was given this opportunity, I think none of us, we expect to have it happen again one more time in our lifetime. And they had a less crowded, you might have seen the pictures, how the Hajj happened. Again, this is a different topic I just talked about, but may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to perform our Hajj. Many of us we did, and many of us we didn't do it yet. But we heard that the reward of Hajj. If somebody makes a Hajj, it is as if out of all the sins. And another this is zakat, that is it is mentioned that narrated by Ibn Masud anhu, that the Prophet said, there is no envy except in two. Number one, a person who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given wealth and he spends it in the right way, and the person who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given wisdom, that is religious and other things will be as well, and he gives his decision accordingly and teaches it to the others. So, so this is like a very brief the fadail of all those prayers, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us all those qualities, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability to perform all those options of the prayer that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made us obligatory on us. And the next one is mu'amala. This is very important. Again, the deen is not only making 5 times prayer. The deen is not only making, the hajj or giving charity. It is the mu'amala, the way we do our financial activity. That is very important. Now that's why I was saying, like many of us, we have experience or might have seen that, many people, mashallah, having a lot of outside exposure as he is performing all the orders of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, But again, when it comes in terms of the business, there is something missing there. Now, it is mentioned in a hadith of Ahmad ibn Hanbal. He said, it is not just for a man to sell his merchandise without disclosing his defect. It is proper for the vendor to tell the buyer of any defects of which he is aware. So this is one of the hadiths. And basically, if we go think deep about that, so a person who is doing a business, if he has some defect in his product, he has to, make it public. So that kind of honesty has to be performed during any sort of business. So this is, if we just integrate this one to our regular activities, many of us are not a businessman, but we are doing our office job or anything like that. So we should be making sure we are, whatever we are supposed to be doing, we should do that. If alhamdulillah, many of us overall, if somebody look at it, and they will know we are Muslim. So now, when they know we are Muslim, and if somebody is supposed to be working from 8 to 5, and then he takes a lot of break in between and comes late, comes early and late, goes early back to home. So that kind of thing is really not a good example of Islam, and it is very much again. Islam is the whole the process of the everyday life. It is not only the in the tahajjud time I pray and I pray to Allah subhanahu. Obviously, that has a big reward, and that is one of the very nicest things somebody could do. But again, the regular life has to be part of that, and that's why Deen has the 5 aspects. So mu'amalat is one of them, and that's why we need to make sure that we really take care of that. And again, halal and haram. Again, this is in a hadith in Riyadh al-Salihin, 588. It is said, more meaning that which is lawful is clear, and that which is unlawful is also quite clear. Between these two is that which is ambiguous, which most people do not know. One who avoids the doubtful safeguards his faith and his honor. So basically, it tells exactly that if we have doubt, we need to make sure that we safeguard our faith and honor. Halal is very clear, and we know what is haram as well. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq and ability to be very much rigid, finding the halal and haram and stick with that. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين والمسلمات فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. The remaining two is mu'ashara and akhlaq. Now, mu'ashara is something that is our character, meaning like we do pretty much every day. It is actually kind of expressed in our daily day-to-day activities. So one of the good quality which is involved in mu'ashara is how do we behave with our relatives, our parents, and everything. Maintaining ties this is one of the very important things is that we should maintain our ties with our relatives and everybody. It is said that maintaining ties with one relations is obligatory upon Muslims, and severing those ties is one of the major sins. Since maintaining the ties is obligatory and serving them is a major sin for which Allah has threatened hellfire, the need for maintaining the ties become more important in foreign land, and observing this obligation that takes greater priority. So as we are not in a lot of us, we are from a different country, alhamdulillah, we are here, but we should be very careful that in this part of the world, we really keep these boundaries. And many of us, we don't have our own blood relatives, but again, in Islam, we all are brothers and sisters. So we should have, alhamdulillah, we all have this feeling, but again, it's a reminder that we should make sure we energize this topic or this idea that if we have an option to have friendship with we should always be keeping in mind that the deen who is given to a person is the first priority, then obviously then other people. We all are equal here, but we should be thinking the bondings of the brotherhood of Islam all the time. And again, one of the topics which comes also under the mu'ashara is how we deal with our parents. This is the same thing. We deal with our neighbors and everything, but at the same time, how we deal with our parents. This is something we don't have to describe. Like, alhamdulillah, whoever parents in this part of the world, they know what kind of responsibility we do. Then obviously back in where all our ancestors from, they also do the same thing. But here, I think there is a lot of responsibility. And until a person becomes a parent, he doesn't know actually what a parent is. And it is said in the Quran, more or less, meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decreed that do not worship anything but Him, obviously, and then be good to your parents, and should both or any one of them attain old age with you, do not say to them, even fine, neither cheat them, but speak to them with respect. So more or less meaning is that we should be very careful when we deal with our parents. If they are in the older age, and may Allah give us all of our parents who are not in this world anymore, many of them died in this COVID situation. But this is very important, so we should keep in our mind, and we should also teach our kids that what is the value of performing or having a good relation with the parents, and obviously the elderly as well. The neighbors, this is something none of us have to be, we have to elaborate, because neighbors, like in this particular country, we don't have a lot of Muslims. So we are the ambassador of Islam. So people look at us and they don't look our intention, but they look at our actually action. If we perform the good behavior with our neighbors, that is also a good thing for Islam, good da'wah for Islam. And then the final thing is the akhlaqiyat. This is the good character that we should maintain. It's kind of like one over the other, but it's all good stuff. If we have those things in our life, that is good for this life and hereafter. The whole point is not only the ibadah, there is other things comes into the deed. And it is stated more or less meaning that if we can guarantee 6 things, then the paradise will be guaranteed for us. What is it? Number 1 is when we speak, we shall speak only the truth. When we promise anything, we should fulfill it. When we preserve anything, we must return back to it, to the owner. We should protect our private part for any other misuse or anything like that. And then we should protect our gauge from misuse, and we should always keep away from wrongful things. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ability, whatever we heard today, to perform. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to the right path that will guide us, our family, our friends, our party, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the ultimate success in the hereafter. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. رب ارحمهما كما ربياني صغيرا. وأقم الصلاة.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, Hayya ala salah, Hayya ala salah, Hayya ala falah, Hayya ala falah, Aqim as-salah, Aqim as-salah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah.
Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maliki Yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب سيصلى نارا ذات لهب وامرأته حمالة الحطب في جيدها حبل من مسد الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر السلام عليكم ورحمة الله السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Please be seated where you are sitting right now. Just be seated where you are sitting right now. There are a couple of announcements. So tomorrow, inshallah, brother. So please be seated where you are sitting right now and follow the instruction for the safety of yourself and the safety of others. Okay, inshallah, tomorrow from 3 to 5, we will have a food drive here at AMDA. So there will be dairy products and fresh produce. We will give it to your car. We are requesting all of you, let's say, to come, or you can inform your neighbors to come. It is open for all. You just have to enter only from the Ryan Road. All the cars will be allowed to enter these premises from the Ryan Road. You please sit in your car and open the trunk of the rear, and our volunteers will put the dairy products or the fresh produce into your car. Okay, now I'm requesting the brothers who are sitting on the passage or outside, you can go slowly. Please watch the person in front of you Maintain a distance of 6 feet when you are leaving the masjid. Don't rush, wait for the instruction. And our volunteers are standing over there with the donation box. Masjid is run by through your generous donations. Please make donations whenever you are here. You can make donations here inside the masjid box or donation box, or you can online, you can donate www.amda.us. Now the brothers are sitting in the social hall. You can slowly exit, but don't rush into the passage. Towards the person in front of you, maintain a distance of 6 feet. Please, this is safe for your safety and safety for all others. Sisters, you can also leave right now the masjid. Just one after another, you can leave. Towards the person in front of you, maintain a distance of 6 feet. So we have a huge operating expense to run this masjid, and we are